If you're considering buying a house in Texas, then you need to know what the option period is. It is extremely important and offers you as the buyer protection. Today I'm going to go over what the option period is and all the negotiables that go along with it, so stay tuned. Hey there, this is Denise Ross, Realtor with Keller Williams City View here in San Antonio, Texas. If you're considering a move to Texas, the option period is a really important part of the buying process, and in different states it's known as different things. So in some states it's called the contingency period or the due diligence period. The option period is the brief period of time after your offer is accepted that you get to take a closer look at the home. I'm going to be speaking specifically about the San Antonio area market because even though the law and the contracts are the same throughout the state of Texas, there's a lot of negotiables that go along with this, and what is customary for the negotiables in the San Antonio area might be different in another area. The option period is a specified number of days written into a real estate contract that allows the buyer to terminate the contract for any reason. It allows you the option to exercise this right to terminate without risking the earnest money deposit. And yes, I did say you can terminate for any reason. If you find something in the home inspection report that is a big concern, if you drive through the neighborhood and talk to the neighbors and decide you don't like them, or even if you loved the yellow color of the house, but this week decide that you do not want to live in a yellow house. You can terminate for all of these reasons or no reason at all as long as you're in the option period. The number of days is agreed upon by the buyer and the seller as one of the terms in the contract, but typically is between 3 and 10 days. During this time is when you would want to get a home inspection done, which is a thorough examination of the home by a licensed home inspector, where they will look at the plumbing, electrical, all the systems and structure of the home. And afterwards, you will be provided a detailed report by the home inspector, which will help you to understand any major concerns or repairs that need to be made. Requests for any repairs or contract negotiations surrounding this would need to be finalized before the end of the option period. The option period begins the day after the effective date of the contract. For example, if all parties execute the contract on May the 2nd, the option period would begin on May the 3rd and run through 5 p.m. on the last day. It requires consideration, which is a non-refundable fee called the option fee. The amount is negotiable and is agreed upon again by the buyer and the seller as one of the terms in the contract, and needs to be delivered to the title company no later than the 3rd day after the effective date of the contract. So in our previous example, the effective date is May 2nd, then the option would need to be paid by May 5th. If the fee is not received, there is no option period. The fee is credited to the sales price at closing, but if the buyer chooses to terminate the contract during the option period, the seller would get to keep the option fee paid. The property is placed in active option status in the multiple listing service at this time, which notifies other agents and buyers that the home is under contract but in the option period. The option fee is provided as compensation to the seller for taking the home off the market during this time. If necessary, it can be extended if both the buyer and seller agree and sign an amendment, but an additional option fee is required. You may cringe at the thought of an additional fee, but it is worth it, and here's why. Without an option period, if you end up terminating the contract for a legitimate reason, like a serious structural problem or a bad septic system that the seller refuses to fix, you'll be forfeiting your earnest money, which is typically 1% of the purchase price of a home. So on a $350,000 house, that's $3,500. With an option period, say you pay a $200 option fee for a 7-day option period, and on day 6 you decide to walk away. You can do so without issue. Yes, you'll be out the $200 option fee, but you'll recoup your significantly larger earnest money deposit. For the most part, sellers expect to see an option period in a residential real estate contract, but generally speaking, the longer your option period, the less competitive your offer is. An option period is not mandatory, and some people do waive the option period. However, I do caution my clients against that because it does offer protection for you as a buyer. The major benefit of the option period is it allows time for the buyer to decide if they want to move forward with the purchase, and if not, they'll face little to no penalty. In a hectic and fast-paced market, this allows the buyer a little space and breathing room to really evaluate the condition of the home and the costs of moving forward. Ideally, the information gathered in the option period makes the buyer more confident about moving forward. That said, it is important to recognize the seller's view of the option period, which is often very different from the buyer's view. Asking for too much time during the option period can make your offer less competitive. For a seller, the goal is to get the property locked under contract as quickly as possible, and the option period delays achieving that goal. So a seller is often motivated to limit the time of the option period or eliminate it altogether. Sellers can reject offers with option periods or make counteroffers without including them. So generally speaking, the shorter your option period is, the more attractive your offer is to a seller. You'll want to try to strike a balance between having enough time to gather the information that you need while giving the seller the certainty they crave by finalizing the deal as quickly as possible. Determining the amount of time to ask for the option period is important to consider how much time you'll need to get the various inspections and things done. If there is a holiday or a weekend that falls during the option period, that might delay scheduling the inspections in a timely fashion, so that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. I hope this information has helped you to better understand the option period in Texas. If you still have questions, please post in the comments below, or better yet, reach out with a text or a call, or even schedule a personal Zoom call with me. I'd love to help you get your questions answered or help you make San Antonio your home. If you find these videos helpful, please like, subscribe, and click the bell so you're notified every week when I post a new video. And if you like this video, you will want to watch this one next. Thanks so much for watching.